Oh, we're on.
Welcome everyone that's in so far. We will get started at 11. We're just going to let everybody filter in here. I imagine there'll be a little bit of lead time on that. So all right, and so we'll be letting people filter in here. The agenda is up on the screen so you can see what the breakdown time-wise is going to be. And if you have any questions, feel free to share those in the chat. And thank you all for coming. We're really glad that we're able to do something for everyone, even though it's not ideal. Something is better than nothing. And so here we are.
Oh, there I am. Oh, I gotta clean that. Mute your sound, okay.
Trend that I got.
Welcome everyone who is currently here. So this is a 2-minute warning. We're going to get started at 11 a.m. I'll continue to let people in throughout. And I'll just also let you know that based on RSVPs, it looks like we will have extra space in the meeting itself. And so if you had someone who you felt like you couldn't send an invite to just because of the caps on RSVPs, you should be able to let them in. So if you would like to let them know, either via text, email, however you think you can get in touch with them quickly, you can do so. But as noted on the bottom of this slide, the event is live streaming on YouTube. There's about a 20 to 30-second delay on that. So it's not perfectly live, but it is close. And if you have any questions, again, you can feel free to send a message to me, Trent Silva, in the chat, and I will be happy to answer it. Depending on how many come in, it may take me a few minutes, but I will try to get to you. All right, thank you, and we'll get started shortly. Okay, so it is 11 a.m. Let's kick this off. So congratulations to everyone in the meeting, and thank you, friends, family, everyone else who was able to join us. I'm glad we were able to make space for most of you. And so if you are watching on YouTube, thank you also for joining along and sharing in this moment. And it looks like Dean Bobick is also joining us, so fantastic. We'll have Dean Bobick make a few remarks at the start here as well. I just wanted, before we got started, to make you aware of how this meeting will run. So we are going to be displaying some PowerPoint slides. We'll have some people talking to you via camera and microphone. If you could please keep your camera and microphones off, that will prevent us from having screens jumping around. I know most of you have already set things up that way, which is fantastic. But I know it's very easy to accidentally unmute yourself. And so just wait until the formal proceedings have ended and we are ready for the cocktail hour, and then we can go ahead and chat however you would like. We'll start out by having a few remarks from Professor Pratim Biswas, who is the chair of our department. We will then go into slideshow and awards for grads and undergraduate students at 11:15. We'll then have a few remarks that have been prepared by the directors of the various programs. So Dr. Janie Brennan will deliver a few remarks for the undergraduate students. I will deliver remarks for the MEng and MS master's students, and Vijay Ramani will deliver remarks for the PhD students. We will then read out all of the names of the graduates from the 3 different program levels. And we will then go through and take a Zoom graduation photo. So when the time comes for us to do that, I will have some additional instructions that I will share with you verbally. And we will have all of the students jump into those breakout rooms. And again, I'll share some details with you later on about that.
什么叫 remark？
And if you are
太可怕了。
So we have a few people that are chatting at us. If you could please mute your microphones, that would be fantastic. There are some instances here where it's not actually letting me mute others. So actually, let's see. I can go through and do that. We'll see if that worked. All right. But if we run into any issues with that, again, there'll be some technical glitches and things, I imagine. We'll try to keep those to a minimum, and please bear with us. This is the first time running this sort of an event all via Zoom. So without further ado, I am going to turn it over to Professor Biswas, and he is going to share a few remarks with you. So per team, I will stop the share and I'll send it over to you.
Great. So let me just start sharing. And we are delighted to also have Dean Aaron Bobick with us. Aaron, if you could unmute yourself and make a few remarks to our graduating seniors, our master's students, and our PhD graduates. Aaron, I hope you could hear me.
Yep.
Okay, great. Aaron, please go for it.
Absolutely. So first, thank you all for joining us today like this. It's I recently did my video piece that's going to be part of the virtual recognition ceremony for the entire school, which I guess will be next the 15th. Everything will be available online. I said there, and I'll say it to folks here. We know this isn't what you had in mind, and this is especially true for our undergraduates and our undergraduate parents, for whom I understand the nature of the wishing to celebrate. So for our undergraduates, as you know, we're hoping to have everybody be able to come back to campus next year sometime for the celebratory part of this, so you can share it with your friends and everyone else that's been here. Graduate students are tremendously welcome back as well. Often their lives have moved on in a way that makes that challenging, but we'll hope you'll join us. But today, and I'm glad that we have undergrads, grads, and masters and PhD. We don't want to let this slip by without recognizing the extent of the intellectual achievement that you've made, right? I mean, forget the celebrating part. And somebody just sent me a text that says, don't see your video. Prateem, are you seeing me?
Yes, I can see you.
Prateem, if you stop sharing for a moment, then they can see me.
Okay, there you
go. Right, there you go. And so now if you put it on speaker mode, you should be able to see me. And in fact, there's a host mode where you can do what's called a speaker spotlight. So Trent, if you have specific folks speaking, you can set the spotlight for that. Anyway, so let me continue. That we're really recognize the intellectual component of what you've done, and for some of you, for some of our master's students, you might have managed to finish this in as quickly as a year and a half of very intense learning and growth. For our undergraduates, it's typically the 4-year program where you showed up and you really didn't have a whole lot of an idea of what is chemical engineering to begin with, and now you're quite the expert in it, and that's really a transformation. And to our PhD students, I mean, you've done this somewhere between 4 and 27 years, and you're thrilled to be finished at this point, and really go out. And so I just want to say to everyone that what you've achieved is really quite remarkable. And I don't want to let sort of the bizarreness of this moment diminish that in any way. I mean, you have you're in a tremendously challenging program. You're working with some of the best faculty in the world, frankly, in the areas that you both have studied and have worked on. To our PhD graduates, you've managed to attack a problem and do something that no one has ever done before, which, if you think of it, is truly remarkable. So these are clearly bizarre and unprecedented times, and the path forward may be a little bit less straightforward than you had anticipated, because well, people aren't traveling, so it's hard to do interviews, it's hard to get jobs, it's hard to make plans. But this is a temporary bump, and what you've accomplished, the intellectual growth that you've achieved, the knowledge you've learned, the skills that you've learned, really positioned you well to move forward. And so I congratulate all of you. I thank you for this time that you spent here. You'll hear more from the faculty, but for all of them, let me just say, at the end of the day, the production of students who go on to achieve great things, that's really why we do this. And so it's a great day for us as well. So congratulations to parents and loved ones. Thank you for supporting your students, our students. And it's a team effort. We couldn't do this without you. So again, everyone, congratulations.
Great. So thanks, Dean Bobick. I'll start sharing my screen again and make a few remarks. Thank you and welcome again to our Energy, Environmental, and Chemical Engineering commencement, and also our recognitions ceremony. I am Pratim Biswas, chair of the department. I'll make a few quick remarks and then recognize some of our award winners, and then hand it over to individually recognize the graduates, which will be done by our faculty colleagues. So let me see. There's always this inability to change these slides. So Trent, do I have to do anything? Okay, great. So this is an online graduation ceremony. I presume you can see the screen. And while you've heard from Dean Bobick, truly unprecedented times, several times, a lot of uncertainty, but we should also, just I wanted to point out that this is the very first, at least to my recollection, online graduations, best of everything, and maybe many more individuals could join in, and we'll go through this to all the graduate individuals who have actually signed in. There are a few others who couldn't join us, who will receive their undergraduate degree, the Bachelor of Science degree in Chemical Engineering. 11 will receive their master's degree in Energy, Environmental, and Chemical Engineering, and about 10 individuals will receive their doctoral degrees, the PhD degree in Energy, Environmental, and Chemical Engineering. So again, a big congratulations to all of you. If you're sitting in your different locations, we can all maybe clap and recognize ourselves here. I also wanted to take a minute to congratulate, firstly, all the parents, and maybe even the graduates should literally stand up and clap for your parents to thank them for the tremendous support. As Dean Bobick said, this was a team effort, and working together, this has helped you accomplish what you have done in your few years here at Washington University. The extended family, there are several siblings, grandparents, uncles, aunts, and also all friends who are here celebrating with you. So again, welcome to all of you, and also a hearty congratulations for your support for the graduates. So you may remember this, right? You came here in the fall of 2016, and I just picked on a few things, of course, and these are not all the things that happened, but let's try to recall. The Summer Olympics had just concluded in Brazil when you were moving in to campus in August of 2016. And as you are graduating, it was time for another Summer Olympics to be held in Tokyo. But you know that the Olympics have been postponed by at least a year or so, I think a year. So, you know, these are things to just remember, things that should have probably followed are not happening. I also, being in the energy and environmental areas, when you came in, I looked up the atmospheric carbon dioxide level. It was about 400 ppm. And of course, the major countries, US and China, contributed about 40% of the anthropogenic emissions that led to these high levels. This itself has gone up significantly over the years, but in the 4 years that you have been here, it has touched 416 ppm, right? So you can see the short time that you've been here, this is going up at an alarming scale. And I also mentioned these because these are some of the problems that you'll be tackling as you go through your fabulous career that follows what you have accomplished at Washington University. And finally, there was a presidential debate held, I think the very first semester that you were on campus. And I recall students saying that we will build a wall with our own funds to keep a particular candidate out of campus. But you can see that the debate was held and election is coming up. All I would say is feel a sense of participation and go out and cast your vote. This is an extremely important time, and no matter who you vote for, but just feel a participant in the processes. So I thought I would say, put these three things up. They relate to several things that you are encountering now, and you could, of course, draw the connections and so forth. Rather than give a very lengthy speech, I thought that I'll make some points that maybe I feel you should remember and what you have encountered here. And it's more also in terms of a few pieces of advice. So the 10th thing, I'll start with 10. It is just the beginning. You're graduating, a great accomplishment, but I would like to point out that learning never ends. I would also ask you to remember Washington University and come back and visit us from time to time, okay? But the key message here is you'll continue to learn. Number 9, I'll say be honest, owe up to your mistakes, learn from them. You know, it's okay to make mistakes, and it's a tremendous opportunity to learn from them. And I'll just put this up, learn from anything and everything. Good to learn and then advance in what you do. I'll also say, which you of course are relating to, the world is a very different place, even over the 4 years that you were here. So be flexible and look for opportunities. Everything affords us opportunities. And more importantly, the world really needs you. So go out there and make a contribution. Extremely important to make a contribution. It's much needed this day and age. Of course, network, network, network. Never forget your classmates. No matter how you interacted with them, stay in touch, but also develop new networks as you move on to other things and doing other things. So networking is extremely important. And then the 6th thing, of course, I have a sort of weakness for the letter P. So you be positive, be principled, be proactive, be productive, okay? And just continuing, the number 5 thing that I would request you to remember is make goals. Be ready to become the person you wanted to be. Even in your undergraduate program, sometimes we sort of constrain you with a lot of requirements. Of course, there's a reason why we do that. You're building a fundamental skill set, but develop your own goals, pursue your passion, just become the person you always wanted to be. And I think you have been armed with the tools now to really to go out and do that. Don't be afraid to fail as you do that. As I said, everything is a learning experience and you can learn from your mistakes. We have tried to be mentors to you here, either your professors and instructors in your classes, maybe your advisor, maybe even a friend, a senior. It could have been anyone while you were at Washington University. But as you move on, find a new mentor, listen to people, learn the art of compiling all these suggestions and making decisions. The number two thing, which is treat everyone with respect. And again, I hope at Washington University that was inculcated to some degree. Humility is extremely important. As you move up the ranks, always treat everyone with tremendous respect. And of course, the number one thing I'll say, and I firmly believe in this, that through your entire career, always work hard as you pursue your passions. Hard work has no substitute. There's no shortcut to success. So I thought I would put these 10 things out in these very unprecedented times. Just give it as a slideshow rather than a little speech. And hope these are things, or at least some of these, that you relate to. And once again, as I said, I don't want to give a very lengthy speech. It is truly an interesting time. We will soon see you in a Zoom mode. We will take a graduation picture. We'll be happy to share that with you. But also, as you're staying away and physically distanced from others, the class of 2020 truly is going through a remarkable experience and time. And as I said, make the most of it. So again, congratulations. Maybe take a minute to clap here and recognize all of you. I'll move on. The next item is to recognize some of our award winners. And because we didn't have a School of Engineering ceremony this year, of course, y'all are off campus. I will just recognize the award winners, even in the underclasses and also some of our graduate students. So what I will do is, rather than give a lengthy description, you know many of these individuals, I'll just highlight them and mention the award that they are winning. So the first one is Barathkumar Baskaran. He is the winner of the St. Louis section EECE Virtues Dynamica Scholarship. He is also a School of Engineering valedictorian, and this is a tremendous of taking classes, the individual receiving A grades in all the classes throughout, which is a GPA of 4.0. It is a tremendously difficult thing to do, and we are just delighted that Bharat Bhaskaran could accomplish that, and he's also an engineering valedictorian. So let's also take a second and recognize him. The other senior is Saima Chaudhary. She is the winner of the SS and IMF Marsden Prize. She too is a 2020 School of Engineering valedictorian. Again, implying she obtained all A grades in all her classes, right? So congratulations, Saima. The third senior, Nicholas Mitucci, is also a co-winner of the SS and IMF Marsden Prize. He too is a School of Engineering valedictorian. So this year, the class of 2020 chemical engineering should really feel proud that there are three of their colleagues who have obtained the School of Engineering valedictorian recognition. So congratulations to all these seniors, and along with this, of course, you're seeing a copy of the certificate on the screen. There is a check that will be sent to you by our department staff in due course. I'll move on to the final senior who we also recognize, who's come through the dual degree program. So Keseba Chibwe is the winner of the Dual Degree Senior Academic Excellence Award. Congratulations, Keseba. She will be joining Washington University for a PhD program here. So we look forward to seeing you in the fall. Moving on, I will also be recognizing the juniors and sophomores. Allison Persky, she's also on target to be a valedictorian. Of course, she has a full year ahead of her. She has a straight A in all her classes so far. I'll also mention that Allison is an excellent tennis player and a member of the Washington University tennis team. She is the winner of the Clem Outstanding Junior Award. Congratulations, Allison. And the two sophomores that we are recognizing are also doing extremely well academically. Michael Casey is a sophomore, and he receives the EECE Academic Achievement Award. And the next sophomore is Kaitlyn Moran. She too receives the EECE Academic Achievement Sophomore Award. And congratulations to all these undergraduates. As I said, these come with a check, and you will receive that in the mail in due course. Moving on, let's recognize our doctoral students, and a few of them we give these annual awards. The first award is a PhD thesis award. It's a cumulative award given to the PhD student who has an outstanding doctoral dissertation and has published the results of their work in a number of publications with high impact. Impact from papers are realized over a period of time, but we even in this short period, many of our PhD students' work gets recognized, and that is a primary criteria. So I'm delighted to recognize Dr. Drew DiLorenzo, who finished his PhD last year. And this is a very competitive award. We have excellent graduates, but Drew was recognized for this award. And this is a cumulative award over the entire PhD program. We also have annual PhD awards, and we give this, we distribute it by our 4 clusters. So Mary Abernethy was recognized for a high impact journal publication in the previous year and receives the Doctoral Student Annual Research Award. Mary Abernethy, congratulations. Moving on in the aerosol cluster, Nechip Uner, he actually defended successfully his PhD thesis yesterday, is a recipient of the Doctoral Student Annual Research Award, as I mentioned, from the aerosol cluster. Moving on, the multi-scale cluster, Zong Yan Wang, is similarly recognized for his high impact journal publication in the multi-scale cluster and receives the Doctoral Student Annual Research Award. And finally, last but not the least, Sun Hao Wu, who is from the aquatics cluster, receives the award for his high impact publications in the previous year. Again, congratulations to all these graduate students. You too receive a check, and that should be in the mail in due course of time. Finally, I think, we have teaching awards, and some of you undergraduate students might relate to this. These are given to the graduate student teaching assistants Onochi Okonkwo received it for his outstanding performance in assisting the instructors in graduate class. So congratulations for that. And Stephen Sharkey received this for outstanding performance in an undergraduate class and assisting the instructors. These are based directly on student evaluation scores. So congratulations to these two individuals too. And finally, the department recognizes an outstanding instructor. So this year, Dr. Peng Bai was recognized for his outstanding performance in two classes, electrochemical engineering and material science at the undergraduate level. He put in significant effort and had the most improvement of all the faculty in the undergraduate class. So congratulations, Dr. Peng Bai. So with that, I think let's take a second and again give a hand to all the award winners, and we will continue with the program now. So Trent, I'm going to turn back to you, and you can continue with the program. I will call on Dr. Janie Brennan to now proceed with the awards of the undergraduate degrees. I think I've stopped sharing my screen, Janie. You're all set?
Yep, I think so.
Okay, great.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to say a few words in honor of our undergraduate graduates, our bachelor's degree graduates. Just a few remarks here. So first, I cannot believe that 4 years, or in the case of dual degree students, 2 years have already passed and that you're graduating. It's gone very quickly for you and for me probably. So I want to say I wish I could see you all in person and give you an individual goodbye. But hopefully I can talk to some of you in the cocktail hour after this and I can hear about all the things you're planning on doing. So I wanted to say today a few things about your class in general. So every graduating class seems to have its own sort of unique personality or characteristics. And even though every class is a little bit special to me in their own way, your class, I think, is just really special to me. I've had the privilege of being an academic advisor to many of you. So probably about a quarter of the class, I've been your personal advisor. And it's been really, really neat for me to watch as you've, navigated college, studied abroad, tried out research, and loved it, or, not, as the case may be. I remember early on your questions, really reflected where you were. Things like, I have AP credit for chemistry, but should I take it again here at WashU? But, your questions have evolved. Now they're more like, what should I try to negotiate for in a job offer? Or could you write me a rec letter? So it's been really great to see you all grow and come into your own as engineers. Your class in particular has just been really honest, supportive, and kind of fun to be around. I've really enjoyed being in class with you. So for example, you brought back our AACHE student organization. Through that, which had sort of foundered a bit, but now it's going strong. You've set up panels and workshops for each other, things on how to get a job, how to apply for graduate school. You helped us crush all the local professionals at AICHE Trivia Night. Woo, we crushed it this year. First and second place. All right, many of you studied abroad in so many different countries, just to name a few: Ireland, Scotland, Iceland, Taiwan, and Thailand. And you're pursuing so many different types of careers, not, of course, chemical and environmental engineering, but also medical school and graduate school, software companies. And I even saw that one of you is going into food engineering. I think that's so cool. But more than all of this, I've noticed that your class in particular, what makes you special to me is that you've just had this really good-natured approach to overcoming challenges. When your classes started to get really hard in sophomore and junior year, not saying they weren't hard your first year, but when you really started diving into engineering, I don't remember you being particularly, you didn't really complain about it. You just got together, learned the material, and figured out how to overcome it. Last fall in unit operations lab, we didn't give you much guidance to go off of. We just said, here's your equipment, figure it out. And you guys just really took it and ran with it. It was incredible. I saw some of the best summary presentations and read some of the best reports I've ever read for that class. It was incredible. And now in this era of COVID-19, things have been weird, of course, but you guys didn't seem to really complain, at least not to me. You persevered. You took this challenge and you've powered through it, and you're graduating, and you're going to keep going and keep moving on. And it's just so cool to see that in your guys' class. So I know that things look a bit scary right now, but I really believe that this kind-hearted tenacity of yours, it makes me really confident that you're going to do really well in spite of all of the current global challenges. You guys are going to be the one that finds solutions to all of it. You're going to help change our politics and our environment and our chemical industry and all those things. You're going to do an awesome job because you guys know how to work together and get through things as engineers. So just to close, I wanted to say that I'm really, really proud of all of you. I really miss seeing you all, but it's been a pleasure and a great honor to have all of you in class. And I can't wait to see what you all accomplish over the next decade. And beyond, obviously. So please don't hesitate to drop us a line and say hi occasionally. I'd love to hear about what you're all up to. But yeah, anyway, congratulations, class of 2020, and we wish you all the best. So, yay. All right, and at this point, that's the end of my remarks. So I'm going to hand it back over to Trent for his master's remarks.
Thank you, Janie. And I'd just like to add that I echo all of the sentiments that Janie expressed. Was it really a pleasure getting to know the undergraduate students this past year? I know I didn't have any of you in classes until this past year, but again, I echo all of Janie's sentiments. We'd now like to address the meeting specifically to Masters of Engineering and Master of Science students. So while many of you are not in our department for nearly as long, typically just a year to 2 years, you bring with you just such a wide range of experiences and background, something that we don't necessarily see coming into other programs. So many of you have undergraduate degrees in chemistry, forestry, biology, chemical engineering, environmental sciences. You come from all over, and you are seeking out new information, new training, and new experiences. And that is very, very valuable for our department. We appreciate everything that you bring to our department. And we hope that we're able to instill in you what we find important here in energy, environmental, and chemical engineering, and that we can set you up to be successful in whatever it is you seek to do. We also really appreciate in this difficult time that has been mentioned throughout this presentation. I know many of you have family that are in China or overseas that you have not been able to see since all of these events have transpired. And we really appreciate how you've handled that, how you've continued to, as we've said, persevere, finish what it is you need to do when many of you are facing very challenging circumstances. So again, I think this is a testament to how hard you work, how willing you are to be outside of your comfort zone. For many of you, this was your first time studying in the United States or outside of your country of residence. And so that, I believe, is a clear testament to how willing you are to tackle something new and difficult and challenging. And we have no doubt that you are going to go on and do many, many great things, and we would love to hear what those are. So please, again, stay in contact with us. drop us emails, send us a message about where you are, what it is you are doing. And we would just really love to hear from you. So again, congratulations to those of you earning Masters of Engineering or Masters of Science in EECE degrees. We will, of course, read your names later on, but just know that you're very appreciated. We are so happy to have you in our department, all of the things that you add to our department, and hopefully all of the things that we've been able to give to you in return. So thank you again. With that, I'd like everybody to give them a hand. Congratulations, well earned. And to that end, we will move on to providing remarks to the PhD students. Professor Vijay Ramani will be providing those remarks. So I will send it over to Professor Ramani.
Okay, good morning to all. Can you hear me, Trent? Am I coming through clearly?
Well, you are, but I am not. Yes, you are coming through clearly.
Okay, very good. So first of all, to all of you who have assembled here, congratulations. It's a special day, and I certainly do wish we could have seen all of you in person, and I'm sure we will see you in person on a future date. But circumstances being what they are, I think this is the best we can do. So Dr. Biswas, Dr. Brennan, and Dr. Silbaugh have been quite eloquent, and I don't have all that much to add. I do want to point out that I also joined this department 4 years ago, roughly speaking, but unlike the undergraduate students today, I don't get to leave unless, of course, Dr. Biswas wants to fire me, which I kind of hope he doesn't. So I get to stay here for a bit longer, I guess. But for all of you who are graduating, congratulations and my very best wishes to you. Specifically to the PhD students, I think you've gone through a pretty grueling and arduous stint here at WashU, extending about 4 to 5 years. There have been various hurdles that you've crossed, and people have mentioned that this is a time of uncertainty. Well, the good news is so is the course of a PhD program. I think uncertainty is the one thing that sort of links the chapters of your dissertation together, right? And you've successfully overcome that. And I'm absolutely positive that given the traits that you've developed as part of this program, you will continue to overcome adversity and uncertainty. The only thing I really want to mention to you, before I transition back to Trent Silbaugh, is I do hope that over the years you will retain your connection to academia in one way or the other. Some of you may wish to come back and join the faculty on a university. Many of you may not, but even if you do not, I certainly encourage you to keep in touch with the academic community through research or through teaching, through adjunct appointments. Any which way you can keep in touch with this community, through mentorship or any other approach, I would strongly encourage you to do so. Other than that, I wish you all the very best. I am absolutely positive that you have wonderful careers ahead of you, and I would like to again join my colleagues, my faculty colleagues, in congratulating each and every one of you as you embark on your new journey. Thanks a lot, and Trent, back to you.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Janie, Vijay, for those remarks. And we're now going to go on and honor each of you individually. So we will start reading off our names of our graduates. So Dr. Brennan is going to lead off with our bachelor's degrees. So Janie, if you could take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to make sure you can see the PowerPoint and everything. All right, I'm going to assume you can. So, all right. So again, in lieu of a official commencement ceremony, here's about, I think, what we can do. So I'm going to list off all of our bachelor's degree graduates. So first off is Barathkumar Baskaran. He was the first of our BS in Chem E, Bachelor's of Science in Chemical Engineering graduates. We have Josh Bogomilski, Kaseba Chibwe, Saima Chaudhary, Sean Daly, Morgan Francis, Matt Feast, Sophia Fumagalli, Nozomi Horikawa, Kaitlyn Hung, Rachel Ingraham, Josh Kaki, David Kenny, Colin Kilgore, Kellen Kitzman, Tyler Landis, Lexi Markowitz, Nick Matucci, Allie Michael, Michaela Morehouse, Beryl Mpamo, Shannon Mulvaney, Justin Nathanson, Maddie Parise, Sahas Penenti, Shuyan Chin, Noah Rennert, Carter Roll, Leah Schottner, Gage Sears, Jack Seabach, Skylar Simon, Julia Simpson, Grayson Euler. And next we have our three graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Applied Science. We have Daniel McLean, Tavis Reed, and Ross Rosen. And I believe that's it for our undergraduates. Congratulations. Yay. All right, at this point I will send it over to Trent for our master's students.
Thank you, Janie. So I would like to start by again saying thank you, master's graduates, for all of your hard work. And I would like to also point out that the order of this is going to go Masters of Science followed by Masters of Engineering. So it'll be in alphabetical order, but not exactly in alphabetical order, I guess. So we'll kick it off. So we'll start with Esther Ko, who will be completing over the summer. Yi Liu, Qishen Liu, Sihuang Wang, Zishi Wang, Chunyu Chuo, Pan Du, Zhen Liu, Longgan Wu, Yiming Shi, Xianli Zhao. And I apologize if I did injustices to your name. I try my best. But again, congratulations to all of you. Well earned, well done. And I will now pass it over to Professor Ramani to read off the names of the Doctors of Philosophy degrees.
Okay, and Trent, was I supposed to share my screen for this?
You can, yes.
Okay, give me a second.
Sure thing.
Okay, so the Doctor of Philosophy graduates for this year are Claire Fortenberry.
And
Philip
CJ, maybe put it in presenter view if possible.
Oh, let me try to do that.
Yeah, give it a full screen there.
Is that better?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, I'll start over. Claire Fortenberry, Philip Johnson, Sung Yoon Jung, Clayton Kasita, Dishant Khatri, Eugene Kim, Girish Sharma, Najib Unair, Michael Walker, Xuanhao Wu, And that concludes the roll.
Okay, well, thank you very much, VJ, and thank you all again for attending. We do wish that we were able to have this in person. We're able to have you all walk across the stage, shake hands, and do all of the things that we're sort of expecting and used to seeing. But again, we really appreciate that you were able to make it to this event such as it is, and that we can hopefully put some sort of a bow onto this this event. So with that, I would like to conclude the formal remarks and reading of names. The next step is going to be to jump into breakout rooms to do our graduation photos. So momentarily, what I will be doing is I will be sending you an invite to join a breakout room. So undergraduates, you should all end up in the same room together. Master's students likewise should end up in the same room together, and PhD students should end up in a separate breakout room. Dr. Brennan will be joining the undergraduates to get you all prepared to take your photo. Dr. Ramani will be joining the PhD students, and I will be joining the master's students. And Professor Biswas will be jumping into each of these meetings to be able to take a photo with you. So we will be taking a screenshot of the gallery view. So to that end, what I would like all of you to do once you get into the breakout room is I would love for you to turn on your camera, get prepared, take a few minutes. We're not in a huge rush here to get this photo taken. We've allotted 20 minutes and we have a little bit more than that. So feel free to get everything as you would like. And then when everybody is ready, we will take a photo. We're not going to take a photo until everybody's ready. So make sure that you do so. Okay. So I will be sending that out shortly. For master's students, because I'm going to be navigating some things before I jump in, I may be a few minutes late for the master's breakout room. So please do get your cameras prepped. You should be able to do that entirely on your own. And then I'll make my way in there once I'm able. All right. So look for that invite shortly. I will be muting myself for the time being and getting all of that set up. Okay, and then just to add to that, depending on how you logged in, it is very possible that you're not going to immediately get the, you're not immediately going to get that invite. So if you have not been invited to a breakout room for a graduation photo, please private message me in the chat right now, and I will send out that invite. Many of you should have gotten it already, but I want to make sure that I don't miss anyone. So again, if you are a graduating student and have not gotten an invite yet, please do let me know.
So Trent, I'll get a message to enter the rooms, correct?
That is correct. Yep.
So I'll just wait till I get it.
Yeah, I think a number of students had logged in using different logins, which is absolutely fine. So I do believe that we're going to have a couple that I'm going to have to manually enter here, which is okay. We do have an additional 20 minutes, so bear with us. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm getting some additional people who are filling me in that they have not gotten an invite yet. Again, for anyone who has joined or moved around, if you have not gotten an invite yet, please do let me know. And I will get you joined. Okay, Matt, I see you. I hear you. You will be in there shortly. Okay. Okay, Shannon, you should have one. Okay, so for some of you, I believe trying to log in via other means, I believe that Zoom may have issues with allowing people on cell phones and other devices from entering breakout rooms. I will try to get you listed if I can, so please do not stop messaging me, but I will try to get you joined. And if for some reason someone is not able to get into this photo, we will get your face into this gallery somehow. So if we are unable to do it using the traditional method, we will make it happen. Okay. I'll call out again just to make sure. So we have many of you in the rooms already, but if you have not yet gotten an invite, again, please let me know, and I will get you listed. Okay. Okay, I've gotten a few of you in the last few minutes. Believe there may be one or two of you outstanding. In some cases, it may just be your first name or less information. If you do private message me, if you can also indicate which room you're going to need to go in, that way I don't accidentally send you to the wrong place. That would be fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay. So anyone, please let me know if you are still in the main room and looking to get into a breakout room. Again, I just want to make sure we don't leave anybody behind. Okay. Anyone else looking to get in? Okay. Well, I have not gotten a message for the last minute or two, so I will assume that that means that we do have everyone who was able to make it. Okay. So how I think sorry, I think I know what's happening here. Okay. I apologize. I'm logged in on multiple devices right now, and I think I'm getting some feedback. So I think what we'll start doing now is we'll start our conclusions of the main session. We'll stop the recording and everything like that, and then we'll break out for our cocktail hour, as we've dubbed it. And so I'll start making you all co-hosts as we do that. And I've had a number of family members also ask where we would be doing breakout rooms where family could be talking with everyone. So this is where we will do this portion. And so before we jump into and do that, if Professor Biswas would like to sort of close the formal ceremony, that would be fantastic.
Okay, great. Yeah, again, not much to add to. Hopefully, you've enjoyed the sort of virtual ceremony that we had. It was, of course, as I said, a unique experience, but I enjoyed it. I hope my faculty colleagues who were on also had a good time, and of course, the graduates, right? So in no way consider this to be not a special event. It is truly a special event to recognize all your accomplishments. And I'll just end with congratulations to everyone again. We are looking forward to great things from all of you, right? So stay in touch and congratulations, and do enjoy even virtually if you can with family and friends after this event. So again, thank you all for joining in. So Trent, let's go into the cocktail hour. And
Okay, well, thank you, Pratim. So I'm going to end the live stream and I'm going to end the recording at this point. Of course, you're all welcome to stay. And we would love it if all of you who are still here could stay for as long as you're able. So I will, with that, conclude the formal proceedings.